What's up, y'all? Whitaker here from Grind City Media, and today we're gonna do the classic combination, steak and eggs. Show you how to make an awesome New York strip steak, some incredibly fluffy and cheesy scrambled eggs. They go perfectly together and they're easy to do. You can do it pretty quickly. I'm gonna do it right now. You can do it too. Let's do it together. This is Cooking with Lang. If you're gonna do steak and eggs, you need steak. So we've got this awesome New York strip here. It's almost a pound. It's really thick. It's got this nice fat on one side, which is gonna be flavor. So we're gonna season this thing first. As always, we season from up high because you want to get good coverage. I'm gonna just give it a twist. This is probably altogether about a tablespoon of salt. And then we're gonna do pepper, same thing. And use your board here. Pick up what's left. And I think we're good to go. Now we're gonna just sear this steak on both sides and then throw it in the oven, let it finish there. We're at the stove, we're gonna cook this steak. I've got a skillet here getting hot. There's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I got a tablespoon of butter I'm gonna add to it. Get that melted down. And then we're gonna go in with the steak. It's gonna get a little smoky in here. We've got this fan turned off right now because I'm trying to talk to you, but in a minute we'll get the fan on. I'm gonna go in with the steak. I'm gonna put the fat side down to start with, just render off some of that fat. And then we're gonna get all the sides browned and then into the oven. Steak is out of the oven. It's resting before we cut into it. It needs 5-10 minutes to just chill out. So we're gonna make our scrambled eggs. And the trick to this is we're gonna use a low heat. So this heat is on medium to medium low. It's not even, the outer ring's not even really fired up. We got a tablespoon of butter in there melting. And I've got 3 eggs in this bowl. I'm gonna season them with some black pepper and about a teaspoon of kosher salt. And then some milk. You could use heavy cream, you could even use water if you want to. We just want to thin it out a little bit. So I'm gonna probably go, probably like a tablespoon and a half of milk. Now, I'm gonna use this fork and whip these guys into shape here. We want it to be like kind of fluffy and smooth. We don't want like streaks of yellow, streaks of white. I want it to be just one kind of uniform color. So we'll give it a whisk for about 30 seconds a minute. All right, eggs are good. The butter's not even all the way melted yet, which is fine. We don't want the heat in this too hot. You know, sometimes you make scrambled eggs, you know, they get like watery in there. That means they're overcooked. We don't want them to be overcooked. We want them to be nice and soft. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with these eggs. It shouldn't make a big sizzle and pop and all that stuff. It shouldn't immediately start to get hard around the edges like it does sometimes when you're making scrambled eggs. And now I'm just gonna keep stirring with this spatula. And these eggs will probably take 3 to 5 minutes because they're only gonna cook a little bit at a time. You wanna just, as soon as they start to set, give it a stir and just keep it going here. I usually just stand here and just watch for it to just start turning white around the edge, and then I give it a good stir and try to keep it moving. All right, we want to make cheese scrambled eggs, right? So you could use all sorts of fancy cheeses and everything, but nothing melts better than American cheese that comes wrapped piece by piece in that clear plastic stuff. So I've got 2 sheets of cheese, 2 pieces of cheese, 2 slices of cheese, whatever the word is. I'm gonna just kind of tear these up. Throw them in there. And as we finish these eggs off, these are gonna melt in there and just give our eggs such an awesome cheesy flavor. You can see how creamy they are. They're pretty much good to go. I'm just gonna give them another maybe 30 seconds. If I left them in this pan, they'll just sit here, the pan's hot, they'll overcook. So as soon as they're kind of good to go, I'm gonna take them out, put them in a bowl, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, we're good to go. You can see how creamy and fluffy they are, and the cheese is melted in there. I'm gonna put these in a bowl so they don't overcook, because if I left them in this pan, the pan's hot, they're gonna overcook. I'm gonna put these in a bowl, cut up our steak, and we're about to eat. Time to plate. I've got this steak, it's been sitting here chilling out. There's a big piece of fat here on the end, so I'm gonna kind of move that aside. You see we got it awesome and medium. Strip steak, you kind of just want to cut straight down into it. So we're gonna get this into slices. And now I'm gonna take this and in one fell swoop, let's do it this way. Put this on the plate. Because remember, we eat with our eyes to begin with. So we get that on there. Then we're gonna go with the scrambled eggs. They should just kind of slide right out here. And if you want to be really fancy, I have some chives here that I chopped earlier. Just go right on top of that. Just put it on everything, make it look nice. And we're good to go. Time to eat. I've got an awesome fork full of scrambled eggs and cheese, a piece of strip steak. Steak is so salty and awesome. Perfectly cooked. The eggs are perfectly cooked. The steak is chewy, the eggs are soft, cheesy, creamy. You see why steak and eggs are the classic combination. I might eat this whole thing, but this was so easy to do, and it's so delicious. I just did it. You can do it too. Let's do it together. This is Cooking with Lane.